People born with a disorder are sometimes subjected to a miserable life due to the rejection and ridicule they often face from society at large. Brian Pepper's death put an end to his struggles after he was born with a disorder called Crouzon Syndrome. So how much do you know about this very story? If you do not, sit tight, relax, and that is what this video is all about. Remember to like, subscribe and hit the notification bell for other content. Brian Peppers was born on the 1st of November 1968 in Ohio, United States. He was the son of Bert Peppers and Joyce C. Eggert. It is believed that Brian was left at an unknown woman's doorstep by his parents shortly after his birth. The woman reportedly raised him, took him to school, and treated him as his own son. Nevertheless, schooling was not a pleasant experience for Peppers, as his classmates bullied him. Some were even scared and often kept away from him due to his facial structure. The famous celebrity reportedly has a brother called Alan Peppers. Brian Peppers was born with a disorder, as stated earlier, called Crouzon Syndrome. This genetic disorder is characterized by the premature fusion of certain skull bones which prevent the skull from growing normally, leading to a protruding eye and deformed facial features. This disorder also blighted him with skin issues and stunted his growth. Due to his deformed facial features, he was subjected to ridicule and hatred from many people, including his parents. As he grew older, his mental health started to deteriorate and he started growing weaker to the extent that he could not do anything. For this reason, he was taken to a nursing home. Brian came into the limelight in 1989 when he was convicted of gross imposition on a professional nurse taking care of him. As a result, he was registered on Ohio State Electronic Offender Registry. The nurse allegedly revealed that he abused her. Consequently, he was sentenced to 30 days in jail and a further 5 years probation. He became more prominent in 2005 when YMTD, a famous internet website for memes, began circulating his pictures in posts about his misconduct. Many people made fun of his unusual appearance. Some even photoshopped his face into pictures and even created merchandise. Brian's image were extraordinary to the extent that many people considered them fake. Because of this, a fact-checking site had to find out if Brian's image were authentic. They contacted Ohio Attorney General's office, which confirmed that Pepper's image were indeed real. Additionally, they even obtained high school photos of Brian from his former classmates. Brian Peppers was an American celebrity who came to prominence in 1989 after he was convicted of gross imposition in Lucas County, Ohio. As a result, he was sentenced to 30 days in prison and, as stated earlier, a further 5 years probation. Brian later passed away in 2012, reportedly due to excessive alcohol consumption. On the 4th of March of 2003, authorities took the original photography of Brian Peppers, a 34-year-old man who is shown seated in a wheelchair. Peppers was convicted of gross sexual imposition in Lucas County, Ohio in 1998. According to Ohio's Electronic Sex Offenders Registration and Notification, the victim was a female child. On the 24th of March of 2005, the Life Journal account Brian Peppers posted its first entry. They wrote, "Hey guys, I just wanted to say this is a great community and I love Brian Peppers. And if I was under 13 and a girl, I did totally let him touch my girl parts." In 2005, Peppers' photography went viral, thanks in part to its popularity on YTMND. On March the 26th of 2005, the first YTNMD site went live. In less than 16 years, the creator, with the username Shadow22, received more than 19,000 views for the site, which featured a Pepper's police photography and the text, "You gon' get raped." Other sites soon followed. On April the 25th of the same year, with the username Love Moons, posted an image edit of Peppers hiding in a mailbox for the site Brian Peppers Know. The post received more than 422,000 views in less than 16 years. The photo's popularity led many to suspect that it might be fake. Fact-checking site investigated those claims and determined that the pictures is legitimate. They wrote, although many viewers were of the opinion that the image were fake, possibly a picture of some kind of mannequin or a digital manipulated photography, and that the entry in the site was an erroneous one, possibly a mistake, an inside joke, or a hacking prank. We verified both the photo and the entry, though their investigation from Sponge published childhood and teenage yearbook photos of Brian Peppers. As the meme grew in popularity, and a series of YTMND sites that purported to contain messages from Brian's family and friends did as well. On January the 31st of 2006, a user with the name Grimaf published the truth about Brian Peppers, which reported that Brian Peppers was wheelchair-bound, living in a nursing home, and was charged with groping a nurse. While Peppers was user to a wheelchair, he was convicted of abusing a child victim, not a nurse. The post received more than 350,000 views in less than 16 years. Other posts that were allegedly by a relative of Brian's soon followed, especially the one alleging to be his brother. He wrote, "My name is Alan Peppers, and I'm a relative of Brian. I have been inspired by Grimaf's creation and have decided to present the whole story as a means to clear up any debate and hopefully to quell the raging negative enthusiasm about Brian. As you may know, Brian suffered from Crouzon Syndrome, a condition which, among other things, causes the plates in his skull to fuse together in an irregular fashion. I believe that his appearance had much to do with the recreation to his alleged crime. Brian is absolutely not a pedophile. He was given 5 years probation for allegedly groping his nurse. Brian is a paraplegic who spent his life in a nursing home. He is not mentally retarded and is, in fact, quite intelligent. I play chess with him every week. Grimaf was correct to spot that Brian uses a wheelchair. He is only capable of slow, painful walking and tend to huddle on the side of his feet. But this is not due to a Bert defect. Brian suffers from a congestive heart failure due to his abuse of alcohol. Subsequently, blood counts are formed in his extremities, making it nearly impossible to perform any task that requires even the smallest amount of dexterity. He has a marginal use of his hands, enough to eat, play chess, read books, among others. Photography of him, which many of you famously parade around the internet, was taken at Ohio's registrar's office at 7:30 in the morning. Brian cannot groom himself properly. The repetitive motion of combing his hair, brushing his teeth, and shaving are simply too much for him. These are tasks that I must perform for him. And thus we see a man who is disheveled and crude-looking, throwing even further accusations. Brian's appearance have been his downfall. The nurse who filed suit against him was acting out of fear, Brown told me, and I truly believe him, that he was mainly trying to get her attention. He grabbed and tore the back of her skirt. She fled and called the police. Brian is lacking in some fundamental social skills, but that comes from a life of being teased and tormented, not from any mental condition. Prior to his accusation, Brian was a model citizen. He held a steady job as a librarian assistant and even helped me raise my own children. But since his appearance in court, his health has declined rapidly and he is very sick. But thankful he no longer uses alcohol. Brian is the episode of the misunderstood outlaw, a true-to-life Quasimodo of sorts, whose only desire is to be treated with the respect he deserves. Brian is a human being. Please, please leave my brother alone, he wrote. Sincerely, Alan Peppers. Thank you so much for watching this very video on Frank Speaks. If you find this video insightful, do well to come back by hitting the subscribe button and the notification bell, and also sharing this video and other videos on this channel with your friends and loved ones. Thank you so much for watching.